And this is the Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show on a night that was somewhat coyote ugly for the Blue Shirts, but ends with the beauty of 2 points and the Metropolitan Division lead. Hi, everyone. Welcome into our Delta MSG studios. John Giannone alongside Steve Valiquette. We started the night talking about by any means necessary, don't take anything for granted, and all those other cliches that you use when one superior team plays one inferior team. It wasn't easy at all, but you take those 2 points, you make that flight back to New York, and you forget about this one.
The resilient Rangers, they've shown this all season long. Look, they had a win like this against the Buffalo Sabres. They had a win just like this against the lowly Ottawa Senators. Some nights when you're playing in the NHL, and this was the Rangers' 6th game in 9 nights, will can overpower skill. And that's what it was. For 3/4 of this hockey game, I thought Arizona was, I was pretty negative. I had this whole thing written up. I was, this is not great. I thought the season was teetering and it was going sideways on the Rangers. But they straightened it out, and they've showed us that all year, John. They've figured it out and found a way to straighten this thing out. And tonight, you lose Panarin, and things are going bad. But Kakko steps into the power play. Lo and behold, Arizona takes a too-many-men penalty with 3 or 4 minutes to go. And look, these things the Rangers have been through, they've all been growing moments. These growth moments have definitely added up. And you get a night like this again that reminds you they've been doing this all year. So why did I doubt them?
Oh, ye of little faith. You know, we talked about on a night like this needing somebody perhaps outside that star group to step up. Someone who, when you notice the way the game was going in the first period, they didn't have their legs. When you notice the way it went in the second period, better, but still not exerting themselves to a great degree over the worst team in the NHL. And it took somebody to step up at the right time. And tonight it was Kaapo Kakko, who, you know, maybe in his 3rd year was still waiting for a welcome to the NHL moment. This is the 5th time he's scored 2 goals in a game, but this is the night they really needed him to do that.
And isn't that a feeling too, right? So Kakko gets the feeling that the team needs me, and it's not about points on the board or what I have to do to get more ice time. It is the team needs me, and there's a certain connection there that I think he felt with this hockey game that he had to bring. And look, his defensive game in his own zone was the strength of his offense again tonight. Zibanejad has this leading pass here to Kreider, and they get a nice switch. And on this switch, there's confusion. But pay attention to Kakko. We talk all the time about rebounds and where they are scored. It's on the weak side post. If a scoring chance is getting itself to the net, get yourself to that back post. Kakko does. It's a heads-up play. Now, game winner, same sort of idea. He's got his stick in a position, weak side post, strong bottom hand. Give everyone a target on the ice. He receives that great pass from Kreider, and all he has to do is redirect it in. But don't forget, I mean, you have to get there. You have to have know-how. You have to have the speed to get there, the timing to get there. Give the kid credit. You know, he's figuring out how to score in the NHL. It's not going to be from outside the dots the way that we were showing it in that first intermission. It's inside. It's hard. He's got the skill and the finish. That was nice because it gives him that feeling, that satisfaction of producing. And there's nothing better in the NHL for these young guys than to have that feeling of being important and having a significant role.
He had 3 goals all season. He gets 2 tonight, and that went a long way toward the Rangers mounting their comeback. They needed to tie the game, though, in the 3rd period. They got a power play opportunity with about 6 minutes left, and Mika Zibanejad cashes in, which again is huge for him, huge for the team as well. And again, on a night where Artemi Panarin left early in the 2nd period, did not return the rest of the game, that power play still clicked twice without him.
Yeah, you weren't with us the other night against Nashville, but we did a nice pre-show on where Zibanejad scores from, how he does it. And this year, he hadn't scored 1 goal through a screen because he's not on the left side right now on the power play. It's Panarin. Now, Panarin's off. We're not 100% sure why. So Zibanejad's filling in that spot. Now, Strome stays where he is. Kakko's in the middle. Kreider's in his regular spot. And Fox dives down right here to keep it alive. Now Zibanejad is the quarterback on the left side of the ice. When he plays catch up top here with Fox, that allows him to get that ice, gives Kreider a split second to get in front of the goaltender, and this is his shot. We saw him score like this several times over the last 2 years. Kreider takes that side step into the slot. That timing allows for the screen. Without Kreider, you don't get the Zibanejad goal. But when you talk about how Zibanejad scores, there's a few elements here that he needs in play. That's one of them. when he has Kreider on that side of the ice, he scores through the screen. It was a terrific shot. But definitely a tandem goal.
Yeah, and you saw Kreider move toward the middle of the ice. Zibanejad shot short side, and he scores his second goal in the last 4 after scoring 2 in the 15 before that. So the Rangers score 3 on the night with Keith Kinkaid in goal, and tip your cap to this guy. 9-1-1 in Hartford, called upon to play tonight, and he carried forward what he's done in the AHL with 29 saves, several of them enormously important when this game seemed very much in doubt from a Rangers perspective, with them playing far less than their best.
When the score is tied, you need your goalie to come up with a big save. When you're down by 1, you need your goalie to come up with a big save to keep you close, give you a chance to win. That's what every goaltender wants to do in a hockey game. And when you talk about getting a little bit of help from your teammates, you will gladly accept. Hayek was great right there on the goal line to push that one out early in the first period, but I thought he was solid. Look, he had a lot of offense coming off of Arizona's rush. There was a counterattack that was happening because early in the hockey game, the Rangers were turning the puck over at the offensive blue line. Kinkaid was there to bail him out. He certainly had the more difficult night of the 2 goaltenders. I thought that he shines with flying colors because he came up with big saves when he needed to come up with them. He gave the team a chance to win. Great for him in his career. He's going to get another chance to play here along the line.
Stepping in on a night where Igor Shesterkin missed his 7th consecutive game with the lower body injury. Keith Kinkaid, always honest, always forthright after the game. Let's hear what he had to say after the 3-2 Rangers win.
I felt great. I think the shirt says it all. No quit. It wasn't easy for us tonight, but we just kept battling, and ended up on top, and that's what matters.
For you, you've been waiting for this opportunity. Was it how rewarding did it feel to get out there, or what was the feeling going through your mind?
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. It was. I think it's been like 2.5 weeks since the game, let alone an NHL game. So I just had to get in the mode a little bit, and I think I settled down after that. After the first a little bit, little jitters, but overall felt pretty calm and confident.
Is the game, like early on, is that harder when you haven't played in a long time, or like what's it like getting ready for a game when it's been a long layoff?
Yeah, I think you kind of want like a few long shots to get into it, and and I think I got a few. So all in all, it was a pretty solid game. Obviously, we want that one back. It kind of flipped on his stick, and then I guess handcuffed me. But I thought I almost had it. But credit to the boys for keep battling and believing in me there.
Yeah, what did you see at the tail end of the game there?
We just kept battling even since the second. I think the first wasn't our best, and I do think we were maybe not getting in front of a wedgie over there too well, and by the end you see Mika's tremendous shot with Chris in front, and just making plays at the end was definitely key.
Keith Kinkaid referring to his inactivity. He recently spent time in COVID protocol. Tonight's betting recap is presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. Your app is ready. Coyotes were a huge underdog in this one. The winning bet was the under, as the over-under was 5.5 goals. Rangers have scored only 10 goals in their last 5 games after they scored 9 in the 2 games before that. Adam Fox entered the night leading all NHL defensemen in assists and points. He had an assist in that third period goal. Now points in 22 out of 29 Rangers games this season. Rangers allowed a shorthanded goal for the second time this year on a night where they dominated in the faceoff circle. Philip Hedl was a healthy scratch for the Rangers for the first time this season. And Chris Kreider assisted on all 3 goals. That's 1 fewer assist than he had all season in the first 28 games this year. That is your betting recap presented by Caesars Sportsbook. We've got plenty more to come on the Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show. Stick around.